Good morning, Atul. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, do you find that file, that previous class,
That
the Friday class?
mm, I was actually very busy, Atul. I'll just wait online, okay? I'll just see whether I can find out.
Hmm.
Yeah, Swatini, tell me the date, no, Atul, please.
Ma'am, 1 week before. That means
Um,
today is 7. Can I say? I think 30th.
30th of November, no?
Yeah,
Okay, just hold
that
on.
Friday.
Yeah,
Ma'am, it's not 30th, it's 27, not 30th.
27th.
Yeah, 27 is the Friday.
Okay, okay. Let me just check. I have a very bad internet today. Let me just change my router. 1 second. Hold on. Hmm. November 27th. Time is 9:54. Morning session, isn't it, Atul?
Yeah, ma'am.
It's a Friday. Just hold on. I'll just check the date. Oh, yo, I don't know whether we have this recording. Just hold on. Oh, no, Atul, we don't have the recording of that alone.
What happened, ma'am?
I'll just look. Wait. It is 27th was Friday, and I didn't have the other class on that day, is it? Hmm. How come it's not there? I don't know. 20. I'll show you the screen. Wait. Hi, all of you, all the others. Sid, Emmy, Siddharth. Siddharth, how are you? It's been quite some time.
Ma'am, I'm having exams, ma'am. That's why
Okay. How did you do your exams?
it was okay.
Okay. It's your which year exams are these at Siddharth?
Ma'am, S7 semester exam.
Semester 7, is it?
Ma'am,
Okay. Mhm. I think we have to download it and see. Okay, Atul, I'll just like look at it once again when we are finished because I
Okay,
think
ma'am.
I have to download it and then look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there are like three files on the same day. Maybe I have just paused it in between when they were working. I think so. It has just been into three, four files. So let me just check out. Okay. So how was your weekend? Wie war dein Wochenende? Gut, nicht gut.
Very
Okay,
good, ma'am.
okay. Very good. Okay. Where is Sai? He had biryani and he didn't come or what? He's still not there, no? The recording. Okay. So I'll just like recap. Ich lese das Buch, which means I read the book. I'm reading the book, which doesn't have any difference in German. There is no continuous in German at all. So ich lese das Buch, which means I read a book. I am reading the book. Both of it will translate to ich lese das Buch. I read the book. For instance, in English, we have some verbs called auxiliary verbs in English, which is like is, are, has, have. And when you go to the roots, there comes like there are two verbs which comes into picture, sein und haben. And you need to know the Satzstruktur, sentence structure. When you go to the sentence structure, it is a subject, subject plus, which means the whole sentence structure is like this, okay? Sein oder haben, which you need to conjugate. Then you have your predicate, and the last one is the past participle. I'll give you a very good example. I read the book. If you want to say, you can say ich lies das Buch, which is like I read the book. There is a past tense also in German. Of course, like I read, I have read the book. That is what it is. And this is a way that we use when it is perfect. Ich habe das Buch gelesen. Ich habe Fisch gegessen. Ich habe mm, Fußball gespielt. Ich habe ein Glas Cola getrunken. So now you may ask me, okay, how do I know the past participle? There are two ways of knowing past participle. It is like lesen, gelesen. What is very common in all these four ones, the past participle? What is the prefix that you see right here?
GE.
Very good. GE. Now you need to have a very small understanding of these verbs, which we have learnt already, but you may not have really given that thought. You have the regular verbs and irregular verbs. You know, right? Regular verbs, regelmäßige Verben und unregelmäßige Verben, which means there are verbs which follows the order, like machen. And there is a verb called fahren. How do they get conjugated? Can somebody tell me what is the conjugation of machen? Ich, du, er, sie, es, wir, ihr, sie und sie. Ich, quick, in the present tense. Ich mache, quick, somebody else. Somebody.
Ich mache,
Du
du machst,
machst, sehr gut. Er, sie, es.
macht,
Okay.
wir machen,
Machen. Mhm. Ihr,
ihr macht,
ihr macht.
sie machen.
Sie machen. Sehr gut. Okay. Dann kommen wir zum Fahren. Ich.
It will change to umlaut.
Exactly. This is what you need to know, and why each of the grammar topics are important. You need to understand whenever you are doing the verbs, you need to know it is changing. Sometimes the ich, oops, ich do first, and here it comes as yes, fat, and then you have the same. Only these two changes, right? Fahren, wir fahren, ihr fahrt, and sie fahren. Okay. These verbs are called as, I would say, these verbs. Oops. Wait. These verbs are called as weak verbs. The regelmäßige Verben, unregelmäßige Verben, of course, we understand that. But the other way around, it is also, you need to know what are strong verbs and weak verbs. These are called weak verbs. Why do we call it as weak verbs? Because they don't have the strength to change the stem vocal, which means machen doesn't change a to a umlaut. When they have the strength to change the vowels a to a umlaut, o to o umlaut, or u to u umlaut, or they change I, anything. For instance, lesen. Ich lese, du liest, sie, es liest, and then you have your listen, ear, least, and then it goes on. It changes from E to IE. So they are called the strong verbs who can change when you have a present tense of the verb, when you have these two changes right here. These two, not that, oops, this and this. When they have the strength to change the vocal, they are called the strong verbs. The weak verbs are one which doesn't have the strength to change. Okay, so when you have strong verbs, okay, you have exactly the en ending with a ge prefix. So I'm going to write it right here. Strong verbs, yeah, ge plus verb plus en ending. Weak verbs is ge plus verb plus t ending. So now look at these four sentences. Listen, gelesen, essen. It's actually, why is that there is a gegessen and not geessen? Because geessen is not something that we can pronounce properly. Geessen, we can't say that. There is a problem with this one, like the mouth and the way that it says, right? So that is the reason we have ge right here and a gegessen here. This is an extra vocal that is put right there. Otherwise, it has to be geessen. Yeah, but they don't want it like that, so they added a G in between ge and essen. Otherwise, it would just follow this. These are exceptions. Spielen. Spielen, ich spiele, du spielst, er, sie spielt. It doesn't change. It's a weak verb. So gespielt. Ich habe ein Cola getrunken. Yeah, this is also an exemption. Trinken, trank, getrunken. You need to really be very, very thorough with the verbs you already know. Okay, so I would like you all to just look at 10 verbs. Write down 10 verbs in your note and let us see the past participle of these verbs and then we can go on to the next one. But is there an understanding of the weak verbs and strong verbs? Weak verbs are nothing but the regular verbs. Strong verbs are nothing but the irregular verbs. That's all. It doesn't change the order. Weak verbs, it does change the order because it's so strong. It's a strong verb, we call it, or irregular verbs. Uh, Do you have any questions?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
in the case of trinken,
Mhm.
but I didn't understand why it's become
Yeah,
trunken.
Getrunken. That is what it is, Atul. There are exceptions. That's why I wrote not everything without, in order like that for you. If I just write in order, you might think, okay, it doesn't change at all. No, it does change. Sometimes I don't even know why it actually changes because my teacher doesn't have definitely a question answer for that. She says, yeah, that is how the language is evolved, so we have just learned it that way. So some things are like so fixed, you have to just learn it in that way. Yeah. So I'll also give you a list of verbs. We will look at some list of verbs which is in the perfect tense, past participle, and we will see how it changes for certain verbs. But you can just write down 10 verbs that you use and you know very well all the conjugations. If at all you don't know the conjugations, don't write that verb. You need to know if you're writing schlafen, you need to know whether it is du schläfst or du schlafst. You need to know that. Only when you know it, write it down. Okay, so let us just like look at some of the verbs that you know and try. Okay, I'll just clear. Can you tell me some verbs? Maybe each one can tell me two verbs, so we can just like form at least 10 to 12 verbs. Sid, two verbs from you.
Nehmen,
Nehmen, okay.
ich
Nehmen is
nehme,
to take.
ja,
Mhm,
ich nehme,
mhm.
nimmst,
Yeah, so you know, like in the do and as yes form, it is
ja,
nimst und
nimmst,
nimmt.
ja,
Yeah, so
ja,
it's a strong verb. So we'll take it right here, and yeah, another verb, maybe
ja,
one weak verb.
gibst, ich gebe,
Geben. Mhm.
geben, ich gebe, du gibst,
Okay.
sie es gibt,
Mhm.
wir geben, ihr gibt, sie geben.
That's right. It's actually it's really some exceptional verb, Sid, because if I say ich habe das Buch letzte Woche gegeben, which actually comes in the other way around. So can you just tell me another verb, some other verb, which doesn't change its vocal? Geben to gabst should be there, but it is not that. No, it changes to E to I, but still it's a strong verb. It's a strong or a weak verb is a question always. So think of another verb for me.
Fragen, Fragen,
Can't, can't hear you. Come again.
Fragen.
Fragen, sehr gut. That's perfect. Fragen is to question. Okay. Juhi, what are your verbs?
Common and learned.
Kommen. Okay. Okay. It doesn't come here. Here. Kommen.
And
Any
learned.
strong verb you have written, please? One strong verb, one weak verb would be apt. So we have five or six here, five or six here.
Tansen. Is Tansen a strong word? Sorry, weak word?
Tell me whether it's a weak verb or a strong verb. Try saying the conjugation.
Tansen. Ich tanze. Du tanzt. Er. Okay, it's a strong word.
It is a strong verb.
Yes.
Really?
No, it's a weak word.
Weak verb. That's right. It's a weak verb again. So any strong verbs, which means irregular verbs.
Uh, I couldn't get a
You couldn't get it. Okay. So I can just take one more verb from you, which is tanzen. Okay. Emmy,
Sagen,
what is it?
sagen,
Sagen. Okay. Weak verb, strong verb.
weak,
Yes. And any one strong verb, Emmy?
fangen,
Tragen.
fangen,
Fangen.
yeah,
Okay. So I would just take it to, okay, fangen. Good. It's a weak verb. Fangen is to begin. That's right. Okay. Sai.
Mem, Khan, Conan,
Können. Okay. Is that a weak verb or a strong verb?
Stronger,
That's right. Können. Because it is ich kann, du kannst, and it changes. So
Khan,
it, mhm,
Conan, Count,
yeah,
Conan,
good. One weak verb.
Ishmael,
Malen. Sehr
Malan,
gut. Mhm, thank you. And Alex,
Fahren,
Fahren, which is that a strong verb or a weak verb?
strong verb.
Strong verb. Okay, just hold on. Mhm. Fahren. Okay, then
Abaten,
what is it, Alex?
abaten,
Spell it.
Arbeiten. Two words.
Arbeiten. Sehr gut. Arbeiten. Mhm. Very good. Okay, then Atul,
Ma'am, fallen.
spell it.
Fallen.
Strong verb, weak verb.
So strong verb, I think.
You think?
Yeah, it's a strong verb.
Fallen. Yeah, to failed. Yeah. Then
Then Volan. One.
is that a strong verb, weak verb?
Big verb.
Weak verb.
Yeah.
Ich wohl.
Ishvole. Du wollst.
Really?
Ersies. Wollst. Yes, ma'am. Alle.
Find out. You have some time. I'll give you some time until other people finishes. You
Hmm.
can find it out. Okay. And who else has not said? Siddharth?
Yes, ma'am. Spiration,
Expression. Okay. Is that a strong verb, weak verb?
weak verb,
Really?
strong verb.
It's only there are two choices: strong verb, weak verb. Then you will say like, okay. Tell me the conjugations now.
Ich spreche, du
Okay.
sprichst, sie es spricht, wir sprechen, ihr spricht, sie sprechen.
It's a strong verb. Good. A weak verb.
I don't know.
Any verb.
Spielen,
Spielen. Sehr good. Very good. Okay. And who else has not had this chance? Sai, did you say?
Yes, ma'am.
Sai, Atul. Atul,
I
Ma'am,
checked.
yes, I think Volan has some other exception case because I checked that thing.
Ah,
Has
ich
shows
will,
some.
du willst, and it goes on. And
Yeah,
wollen is like it wouldn't come as the end of a sentence. It would always be in the second position. So it doesn't come, but I just wanted to ask you that even the conjugations of wollen is very different. Yeah?
yeah, it's very
Yeah,
different. I
yeah,
checked it. I think
yeah.
Sagan is enough. Sagan.
Okay, it's already there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have these, and if you go and really look at, oops, it's getting okay. It's just coming together. Okay, let us just have it like this. Nehmen, fangen, können, fahren, fallen, sprechen. Nehmen is gen genommen is the past participle. Fangen, gefangen, können, gekonnt, K-O-N-N-T, gefahren. Gefahren is like, for sometimes, ich bin in der Schweiz gefahren. Yeah, fahren, gefahren, fallen, gefallen, sprechen, gesprochen. It changes. Sometimes it changes, otherwise it ends with an en. When you come to this, it's like fragen is gefragt, getanzt, gesagt, gemalt, gearbeitet, gespielt. So now do you understand where all these see? But the thing is like only thing that I can give you an assurance right here is this, that whenever it's a strong verb, it ends with an en. Whenever it's a weak verb, it ends with a t. Okay, so if at all I say gefragt, getanzt, gespielt, All these are weak verbs. And in the strong verbs, I can only assure that the ending is an en. Okay. For instance, genemen is not the past participle. It is genomen. You can ask me why. I don't have an answer. This is how the language is. So you have to really get into your system by practice. Gefangen. Fangen. Next is gekommen. These are all easy. And get tanzen, fahren, sagen, fallen. Some things are missing. Sprechen, spricht, and all that it comes, right? Then it changes to gesprochen and gegessen, gesessen, which means like it comes from the verb. Any idea? Gesessen is to sit. Sitzen, gesessen. So there are like so many changes in some verbs, some doesn't change. Mostly these weak verbs doesn't change much. It just takes the verb, takes the main part of the verb, and then ends with a T. But these strong verbs are always the most problematic. Of course, they change sometimes, like sprechen to sprochen, schlafen to geschlafen, and all that. But now, our this is an overall idea of how the weak verbs go, how the strong verbs go. I would like to stop right here. Okay, so you have to just know whenever you see a sentence with haben, for instance, ich habe. One second. If you want to say, I have read a book. Ich habe ein Buch gelesen. If you see this, then you need to know that it is the past form, which has been done perfectly. Yeah. And then sometimes you will see the sein verb. Okay. So in this, I just wanted to add one more thing to it. 80% of the verbs uses haben. Okay. And there are 20% of the verb, 20% verbs use sein. So what do you think? Is it important to read the 20% or do you want to read the 80%? Which one is easy? Which verbs uses sein, which verbs uses haben, which means there will always be a verb at the end of the sentence, like lesen, gelesen, fahren, gefahren, sitzen, gesessen, essen, gegessen, and nehmen, genommen, sprechen, gesprochen, teilen, to part or to cut, yeah, then geteilt, schneiden, geschneidet, and schneiden is also to cut, teilen is to part. And then you have to zahlen, gezahlt, to count, malen, gemalt. Then you can say schreiben, geschrieben, and so many things changes. So the only thing is like strong verbs, weak verbs. Which one should I use? What will be the ending? Should I use sein or haben is still a question when it comes to if you see all the verbs which have movement like fahren, fliegen, then you have laufen. All these have a destination. You are going from point A to point B. Those verbs, except there are exceptions there as well. I won't say like 100% it is like this. Some in this 20% verbs will have movement in them. So if you see, ich bin nach Berlin gefahren. Yeah. And if I say, ich bin nach Italien geflogen. Fliegen, flogen. Yeah. And then ich bin in den Park gelaufen. It goes on. So these verbs which has movement in them uses sein. On all the 80%, the rest of the verbs uses haben. So it's always good to learn the 20% verbs so that you are clear other verbs comes with haben. Yeah, ich habe, it's not have. Ich habe. Please tell me when there is a spelling mistake because when we type we never know. Ich bin nach Berlin gefahren. Ich bin nach Italien geflogen. Ich bin in den Park gelaufen. Ich habe ein Buch gelesen. All these are in the past form. Okay. For instance, I'm going to ask you this question. Was, okay, I'll just write it down. It will be easy. Was hast du am Wochenende gemacht? Which means,
What are you gonna do in the weekend?
what are you doing or what did you do? Which means it is a question, right? What hast du am Wochenende gemacht? Today is Montag. When was the weekend? Yesterday,
Yesterday.
right? Yeah. Then my answer would be gestern, means yesterday. Habe ich nach, maybe I will just like put that simple in simple ways. Ich bin nach meinen, that will be a little complicated. Ich bin nach Kerala gefahren. I drove to Kerala. I had been to Kerala. Or ich habe uh, this biryani gegessen. So this is what you have done through your weekend. So when somebody asks you, was hast du am Wochenende gemacht? Am Wochenende habe ich, you know, right? The verb always stays in the second position, pushing the the pronoun to the third position sometimes. So if I want to add am Wochenende, then the sentence would be a little change in the order. Am Wochenende, just hold on. Am Wochenende habe ich gegessen. That's it. It's the same, but the only thing is that the change of the order. So, what do you need to know? Whenever you see the prefix ge and then a verb at the end of the sentence, it is in the perfect form. That is your complete idea of the perfect. We will learn about how to write and all that. Why am I bringing this now? Is of course, in your book, it is very absurd to bring dative immediately into the picture. Of course, yeah, dative is okay. I don't say it is not something that we need to learn. We have to learn. All of this is a secondary one. But you need to know the past tense to talk to people, isn't it? Gestern habe ich ins Kino gegangen. Yesterday, I went to the theater. Or today, we are not always in the present. We, of course, we have only one day, but the past is a very big junk that you like. It's really a big baggage that you already have. If and our conversations, if you see, it's not only in the present tense, it is 90% in the past tense. And present tense is just the moment that you have. So it is just a minute. I am playing, I am eating, sitting, I'm writing, I'm painting. Oh, this present moment is very small, but the past is a lot. You need to know how to talk to people in the past tense. Ja, in meinen Heimat habe ich Fußball gespielt. Yes, in my own country, I have played football. In my country, it is like this. In my hometown, it is like this. We have a beautiful beach in which I used to go for a walk every day. So most of your conversation will be in the past, and past is very important. And this is how you will talk in the past tense. You need to know this. Definitely, we will be coming again and again to this topic until the end of your A1, so that you have a comfort. You don't have to always use present. You can use your past. You need to know only two things. Haben und sein. Which verb does it use? Haben and sein has to be conjugated. That is your first rule. The second is, what is the past participle of the verb that you're going to use? Lesen, gelesen, spielen, gespielt, fahren, gefahren, essen, gegessen, the schreiben, geschrieben, malen, gemalt, kochen, gekocht, essen, yeah, we have done, trinken, getrunken, and then stehen, gestanden, and waschen, gewascht, and then you have putzen, geputzt. Räumen, aufräumen is a verb which means to clean up. Aufgeräumt. There are trennbare Verben. Then we will know, we have to know, we will come back to that question. And then you have studieren, gestudiert. And then you have Uni, and then what else? Sprechen, gesprochen. Treffen, getroffen. And you meet your friends, you drink a coffee, you like, if you just take your day, yeah, unterrichtet. We don't have a ge in those verbs. Studieren, studiert. So there are begin and begonnen. There are like verbs that doesn't have a ge prefix as well. We will come back to all that. But when you see ich habe and then a verb at the end, it means that it is in the past tense. Perfect at times. Yeah. So this is one idea that I wanted you all to know. Of course, it is quite and very exhaustive one. You can go on and on and on with this topic, but I want to stop right here. We will come back to that later. Okay. So here, when we are in our, are you all seeing the book, the online book? Is that what you see, or is
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Good. India Fiamma, for instance, we'll just come back to the book, and I would like you to do one thing for me. Okay, just take 5 verbs every day and find out the past participle, like fahren, gefahren, spielen, gespielt. You need to do this. Please, whatever work you have, it is not going to take more than 10 minutes of your time every day. Please do that, because it is very, very important to know the past form. Otherwise, your speaking will not go to the next level at all. You need to know it. 80% we use perfect. Yeah, so you need to know that. Okay, so I'm going to really, like, we will just go into uh, I don't want to go to the dative today because it's like too much of grammar. Okay, lesen Sie und variieren Sie den Dialog. Also to X, okay. This is also dative. Just hold on. Okay, so maybe we will just look at this. Uh, I think the last week when we saw about Anika, she goes into the office and she calls the Claudio. Yeah, instead of she thinks it's a lady, and then she speaks to them. We will just follow it. Let's just see what it is, and then we will find out what the problem is, and finally do the exercise here and see what is this problem phone Anika. We have done that, isn't it? Just hold on. I'll just see whether it is the same. Yeah. I think like we will just go about this. This is a nice one. So we also saw about Bea. We will finish this and then go to the next one about Anika. So this is ein film which is a continuation of our Familia Berg. She had sie sie haben ein Geburtstag-Party gemacht. They did a Überraschungsgeburtstag-Party gemacht, which means like in the past, they did a birthday party for her. So we will just look at it. I think like you need to have your paper and like, of course, your note and your pen. Just look at when she is writing. I would like you to just look at what is a room number, stock is like which floor it is, where she is like going to start working, what is the plan from time to time. Just take note of it, and then we will just come out for a small discussion.
Ja,
Guten Morgen, Frau Wagner. Ich bringe Ihnen die Übersetzung.
danke. Setzen Sie sich. Dann können wir gleich den Tagesplan für heute besprechen. Also um 11 haben wir ein Treffen mit dem Marketing, Zimmer 120.
Entschuldigung, wo ist das?
Im ersten Stock. Der Besprechungsraum ist das zweite Zimmer rechts neben der Kaffeeküche.
Muss ich etwas vorbereiten?
Nein. Aber nach dem Treffen schreiben Sie bitte ein Protokoll. Einfach kurz die wichtigen Dinge. Und das schicken Sie dann an alle. Mit einer formellen E-Mail bitte.
Was heißt das, formell?
Sehr geehrte Frau Dr. Welzel und am Ende mit freundlichen Grüßen.
Okay, und danach?
Ja, danach gehen wir in die Kantine zum Mittagessen. Und um 16 Uhr haben wir einen Termin mit den Mitarbeitern der Werbeagentur Reklame. Wir planen doch eine große Werbeaktion und die Agentur präsentiert uns ihre Ideen.
Um 16 Uhr? Kann ich heute nicht früher gehen? Ich habe heute Abend noch eine Verabredung.
Tut mir leid, das geht leider nicht. Das Treffen dauert ungefähr eine Stunde und davor müssen Sie den Raum vorbereiten.
Okay.
Ja,
Guten Morgen, Frau Wagner. Ich bringe Ihnen die Übersetzung.
danke. Setzen Sie sich, dann können wir gleich den Tagesplan für heute besprechen. Also um 11 haben wir ein Treffen mit dem Marketing, Zimmer 120.
Entschuldigung, wo ist das?
Im ersten Stock. Der Besprechungsraum ist das zweite Zimmer rechts neben der Kaffeeküche.
Muss ich etwas vorbereiten?
Nein. Aber nach dem Treffen schreiben Sie bitte ein Protokoll. Einfach kurz die wichtigen Dinge. Und das schicken Sie dann an alle. Mit einer formellen E-Mail bitte.
Was heißt das, formell?
Sehr geehrte Frau Dr. Welzel und am Ende mit freundlichen Grüßen.
Okay, und danach?
Ja, danach gehen wir in die Kantine zum Mittagessen. Und um 16 Uhr haben wir einen Termin mit den Mitarbeitern der Werbeagentur Reklame. Wir planen doch eine große Werbeaktion und die Agentur präsentiert uns ihre Ideen.
Um 16 Uhr? Kann ich heute nicht früher gehen? Ich habe heute Abend noch eine Verabredung.
Tut mir leid, das geht leider nicht. Das Treffen dauert ungefähr eine Stunde und davor müssen Sie den Raum vorbereiten.
Okay.
Okay, so which room is that presentation happening? Or the meeting?
120.
Okay, and in which floor it is?
First floor.
Second,
Zweiten Stock oder ersten Stock?
Eastern stop.
Established.
Really?
I guess it's second.
Second? Okay, so there is a variation in the answers. So let us see again one more time, the last time. But I also wanted to ask you, like she says about a meeting, and then what is the plan, complete plan? Marketing team. They are going to look at the like meet the marketing team. After which she asks, "What do we do for Brighton? Was bedeutet for Brighton?" Möchte ich etwas vorbereiten? Vorbereiten is a very nice verb which you will actually come across a lot of times. Um, Vorbereiten, which means to prepare. Yeah. So, ich vorbereite das Frühstück, which means I prepare the breakfast. Ich vorbereite das Mittagsessen. I prepare the lunch. Ich vorbereite für die Prüfung. I'm preparing for my exam. Yeah. So, vorbereiten is like used in many forms where you are prepared to do something. Yeah. That is vorbereiten. And then if you come to something, she says, möchte ich etwas vorbereiten? The lady says, nein, that's okay. Like we will just like do. But she says you have to write down the protocol, which means after which she will be sending it to everyone. And she says, please do that in an formalis brief. Yeah. So let me just check out whether oops, just hold on. I'm just going to check out whether the intonations and the transcript for this is available so we can just like read it out. It would be very good for us. Transcript, das audios. There are many words, and she says about formalis brief. She's giving an introduction, okay? We still haven't looked at what a formal brief is, which means a formal letter. Yeah. So it starts with sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, which means like respected sir or madam, and then mit freundlichen Grüßen, with regards. So that is how it is. Yeah. Just hold on. Nika Lindstrom, and then okay, I think it is actually the other one around videos. Hmm? Yeah, right here. Right here. It's scene 15 in their firma. Mhm. So, anyone would like to read this for us, please? One can be Bea, the other can be Hannah. Just take this opportunity to read, no, please.
Ma'am, I will be Hannah.
Okay, so you can choose your Bea.
Saya, Hannah. Obi.
Very good. Okay. Yes, I. Oh, sorry. Yes, Atul, you start. Anna starts. Yeah.
Ja,
Guten Morgen, Frau Wagner. Ich bringe Ihnen die Übersetzung.
ja, danke. Setzen Sie sich, dann können wir gleich den Tagesplan für heute bespre besprechen.
Besprechen. Besprechen. Yeah.
Besprechen.
So till here, it's like good morning, Frau Wagner. I have brought you the translation. She says, thank you. Please sit down. Dann können wir. Dann is like then. We can really talk about today's plan. Tagesplan is the day's plan. Für heute, for today, besprechen Besprechen is to just like speak it out. Okay. Sprechen is to speak. Besprechen is to speak it out or to discuss is besprechen. Yeah. And then continue. Hannah. Also.
ഞാൻ തന്നെയാണല്ലേ?
Also,
ഓക്കെ, അല്ല ഞാനാടാ.
also, നീ തന്നെയാണല്ലോ.
അത് തന്നെയാണ്.
At-
Also,
Atul.
പറഞ്ഞിട്ട്.
also, Zolf haben wir ein
Hello.
Treffen.
Wait.
Elf.
Sorry, മാറിപ്പോയി മാം. Elf haben wir ein Treffen mit dem Marketing Zimmer. Zolf.
120.
അല്ല, 100. Wait, പറയാം.
എന്നന്നെ.
120.
Good. 120. Ja.
Entschuldigung, was ist das?
Im ersten Stock der Besprechen.
Raum.
How to spell this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besprechen is a verb which means to discuss or discussion. Yes. Yeah. To discuss. Besprechungsraum.
Besprechungsraum.
Raum. Yeah.
Okay. What's the meaning?
Besprechungsraum. Raum means room. ROOM in English. Room. Discussion room. There is always a discussion room in the office, right? There will be like one video conferencing room. There'll be like meeting room. That is what is Besprechungsraum.
Okay.
Okay. Ist das zweite Zimmer recht, recht neben der Kaffee
Küche.
Küche.
Küche is
Küche
kitchen.
means
Küche is kitchen.
kitchen.
Yeah. In the first floor, the discussion room or the meeting room is the second room in the right, very near. Neben is means to it means near. Neben der Kaffeeküche means like the coffee room or
Right.
the coffee kitchen.
അറിയാതെ എടുത്തു പോയതാണല്ലോ ഹന്ന. പറയടാ. ഞാനത് താഴേക്ക് നോക്കിയില്ല.
Miss ich etwas vorbereitet?
Nein, aber nach dem Treffen schreiben Sie bitte ein Protokoll, einfach kurz die wichtigen Dinge. Und das schicken Sie dann an alle mit einer formalen E-Mail bitte.
Very good.
Was heißt
Nein,
das?
aber nach dem Treffen, one second. Nach dem Treffen, which means after the meeting, please write a protocol, a short one with the wichtigen Dinge. Wichtigen is like important. Wichtigen Dinge. Und das schicken is a verb which means to send. Schicken, SMS schicken, means sending an SMS. Email schicken is like sending an email. Brief schicken is to send a letter. Yeah. Schicken Sie dann an alle, which means they have to send it to everyone mit einen formalen E-Mail, bitte. A formal email. And Bea?
Was heißt das formal?
Ja, sehr geehrter, എന്താ വായിക്കുന്നത്?
Geehrte Frau.
Geehrte Frau Dr. Welsel und am Ende mit der freundlichen Grüßen.
Good. So the letter starts with Sehr geehrte Frau Dr. Welsel, which means respected Dr. Welsel, Lady Dr. Welsel, and am Ende. Ende is like the end of the, with always like use your sincerely with regards. Freundlichen Grüßen is almost like with warm regards or friendly regards. Yeah. So you have to start with respected sir to end with regards. So okay, Bea, Sai.
അവിടെ
Okay.
Okay. Und danach
Danach
Ja,
means after that.
ja, danach gehen wir in die Canteen zum Mittagessen. Um 16 Uhr haben wir einen Termin mit den. Icon ഒന്ന് മാറ്റോ? Will you please
With then?
move that? Okay, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Mitarbeiter, Mitarbeiter, der wir,
Verb Agentur.
one more time, ma'am.
Verb Agentur.
Verb
WERB or
Agentur.
/ and then Agentur. Agentur is agent. Verben means advertisement agency, Reklame. That is the name of the agency.
Okay, ma'am. Wir planen doch ein wir Bäckchen und
Verb Aktion. Wait, Atul. It's Verben means it's advertising, right? Advertisement. Verben is to advertise. Werbung means advertisement. Okay, it's a verb and a noun. Like many things we have seen, this is also one thing. And Verb Aktion. Yeah, Verben Aktionen. It comes together to say Verb Aktion. Yeah. Please continue.
und die Agentur präsentiert uns ihr
Ideen. Very good. So Hannah says, yeah. After that, what? We are going to the canteen to eat Mittagsessen. Okay. Then Hannah, then she remembers. 16 Uhr. 16 Uhr is like 4 o'clock. We have another appointment with the Mitarbeiter der Werbeagentur Reklame. A person is coming from the bureau or a firma, company Reklame. They are nobody else than the advertising agents. Okay. And we are actually planning for a big web action, which means a lot of advertisements. It could be on the streets or on the roads. You see a lot of movie advertisements. Sometimes it is for the book, sometimes it's for movies, sometimes it's for shops. Like that, they are planning for some advertisements to go outside for the public, and this agent who is coming is going to present his idea of how to do that. Yeah. And Sai, please continue.
Um 16 Uhr kann ich heute nicht früher gehen. Ich habe heute Abend noch eine Verabredung.
Verabredung. That's good. 16 Uhr. Oh, at 4 o'clock. Kann ich heute nicht früher gehen? Can I not go earlier? Früher means earlier. Today I have another appointment for a Predung or another discussion, another I have marked my calendar. That's what is for a Predung, for a Preden und for a Predung. Yeah. And then what Hannah says?
Tut mir leid, das geht leider nicht. Das Treffen dauert ungefähr eine Stunde und Devo müssen Sie den Raum vorbereiten.
Vorbereiten. Yeah, tut mir leid, which means she says no, sorry. Das geht leider nicht. It cannot go that way. Das Treffen, which means the meeting, dauert. It stays for ungefähr is approximately 1 hour. And therefore, that's the reason that you must actually prepare for the room, which means the coffee has to be in place, the tables and the chairs have to be like completely clean. All that preparation is completely with Bea. So she says it is not possible for you to go earlier. Yeah, so that is what she says. And davor müssen Sie den Raum. See, that is what is it. Müssen, when you say müssen, which means you must, which doesn't have any choice. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. And then Bea says, okay, fine. When I have to be there, I have to be there. Yeah. So the meeting appointment can also be like Termin, then you have Verabredung or Voranmeldung. Many words means appointment. Here Verabredung means appointment. So that is what is a conversation. It is also good to see these words right here. One is Tagesplan, which means the day plan. Übersetzung is like translation. It's not übersetzen is a verb which means to translate. Übersetzung means translation. Then Tagesplan is the day's plan. Besprechen, to discuss or discussion. Besprechen is to discuss. Besprechung means meeting or discussion. Yeah. And this verb vorbereiten, to prepare. And wichtigen Dinge. Wichtigen Dinge is like a very important things. Yeah. And then you have formal, informal. You know what is formal and informal. This word, danach, after that. Okay, these are all danach are all words that we use often. So if I want to actually describe my day, okay, I woke up at 6 o'clock. After that, I used the washroom. I washed my I washed myself. I came out. Then I had my coffee. Then, like this, then after that is danach, is after that. Then is dan. Yeah. So you'll use or get to use this very, very often. And here, when we come here, where is that? Präsentiert means to present. This is a very English word, so you can remember it easily. Here, tut mir leid, das geht leider nicht. This has to be like in your system, like quickly you must be able to say, sorry, that doesn't work that way. Tut mir leid, das geht leider nicht. Yeah, which is not possible. So that is what it is. I just thought it is good for us to learn the vocabulary also with that. So that is it. Okay. So now we will come back to another listening, which with Anika. Yeah, we found the problem, right? It's not Claudia, it's Claudio Schneider, who's a man. That is what was a problem. But we will also look at the other next one. Do you remember this? The third one, I think Siddharth was not there. Alex, you were also not there, isn't it, Alex?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so I'll actually play both of these for everyone so that we get a small, but I'm going to play this 2.5 only once, not more than that. So just look at it. So this person, she is Anika, and Anika Lindstrom, and she comes to the office, and the first day of the office, she receives an email. Okay, and in the email, it is clearly given that what she needs to do. 11 o'clock, she needs to go to the reception. She needs to get the card, the employment card, to go inside the bureau or firma or the company or the office. And then when she goes 11:30, she has a meeting with the employee, Mitarbeiter von der Agentur Reklame. Here as well, the agent are Reklame, and they are showing a presentation. And after which, if at all she has any questions, she needs to call the Claudio. So we'll just listen to 2.5 once, and then we will go to 2.6.
Aufgabe 3b. Ja, bitte.
Hallo, kann ich bitte mit Frau Schneider sprechen?
Frau Schneider? Hier gibt es keine Frau Schneider.
Das ist aber komisch. Ich bin neu hier und habe einen Brief von Frau Schneider bekommen. Ja, Claudia
Eine Frau Claudia Schneider gibt es hier wirklich nicht.
Oh, was?
Aber einen Herrn Claudio Schneider.
Oh nein, wie peinlich. Da habe ich...
Kein Problem. Ich kann meine Schrift manchmal selber nicht lesen.
Das tut mir wirklich leid.
Nein, das macht doch nichts. Wie kann ich Ihnen denn helfen?
Also, ich möchte gerne...
Aufgabe 3.
So what happens? She thinks it's like she's asking for Frau Claudia, thinking it's a person who is female. But then she understands that it is not a female because the sign says Claudio Schneider, who is a male. Yeah. So this is what it is, and so we will look at this one. And are you able to find the connection between Bea and this yet or no? Something about room number 120. Was the same room number 120 there as well? This Annika Lindstrom. Any idea? Etwas klingelt. Something rings. Somewhere about this room 120. Let us just look. But then, yeah. So I think like she goes on with her continuation.
Aufgabe 3c.
Also, vielen Dank für Ihre Infos. Aber ich habe doch noch ein paar Fragen, Herr Schneider. Haben Sie Zeit?
Ja, natürlich. Aber wir können uns gern duzen. Claudio.
Sehr gern. Ich heiße Annika.
Also, Annika, wie kann ich helfen?
Ich war schon in der Personalabteilung. Wann soll ich denn, Moment, zu, Herrn Kramer?
Jetzt ist es ja 9:50 Uhr. Dann geh doch um 10 Uhr zu Herrn Kramer. Ich rufe ihn gleich an.
Und am Empfang, wann soll ich da sein?
Für deine Karte, also die Karte kannst du jederzeit dort abholen. Aber Herr Schwarze hat um 11 Uhr Zeit. Er zeigt dir dann die Funktionen.
Also um 11. Super. Ach, und noch eine Frage. Wir haben doch zusammen noch ein Meeting.
Ja, genau. Das ist um 11:30 Uhr mit den Mitarbeitern von der Agentur Reklame in Zimmer 309. Die Präsentation dauert so 1 Stunde, denke ich.
Sehr interessant. Da habe ich ja schon ein volles Programm.
Ich habe noch einen Termin für dich. Um 1 Uhr gehen einige Kollegen und ich zum Mittagessen. Möchtest du nicht mitkommen?
Sehr gern. Wohin geht ihr denn?
In eine Pizzeria. Sie ist ganz nah.
Danke, Claudio. Jetzt muss ich gleich zu Herrn Kramer. Wir sehen uns dann um 11:30 Uhr.
Genau. Um 11:30 in Zimmer 309. Bis gleich.
Tschüss. Und danke nochmals.
Aufgabe 3c.
Also, vielen Dank für Ihre Infos. Aber ich habe doch noch ein paar Fragen, Herr Schneider. Haben Sie Zeit?
Ja, natürlich. Aber wir können uns gern duzen. Claudio.
Sehr gern. Ich heiße Annika.
Also, Annika, wie kann ich helfen?
Ich war schon in der Personalabteilung. Wann soll ich denn, Moment, zu, Herrn Kramer?
Jetzt ist es ja 9:50 Uhr. Dann geh doch um 10 Uhr zu Herrn Kramer. Ich rufe ihn gleich an.
Und am Empfang, wann soll ich da sein?
Für deine Karte, also die Karte kannst du jederzeit dort abholen. Aber Herr Schwarze hat um 11 Uhr Zeit. Er zeigt dir dann die Funktionen.
Also um 11. Super. Ach, und noch eine Frage. Wir haben doch zusammen noch ein Meeting.
Ja, genau. Das ist um 11:30 Uhr mit den Mitarbeitern von der Agentur Reklame in Zimmer 309. Die Präsentation dauert so 1 Stunde, denke ich.
Sehr interessant. Da habe ich ja schon ein volles Programm.
Ich habe noch einen Termin für dich. Um 1 Uhr gehen einige Kollegen und ich zum Mittagessen. Möchtest du nicht mitkommen?
Sehr gern. Wohin geht ihr denn?
In eine Pizzeria. Sie ist ganz nah.
Danke, Claudio. Jetzt muss ich gleich zu Herrn Kramer. Wir sehen uns dann um 11:30 Uhr.
Genau. Um 11:30 in Zimmer 309. Bis gleich.
Tschüss. Und danke nochmals.
Okay. So, what are the other things? Like she actually, at what time she needs to go to the Herr Kramer? Nach dem Termin wartet Herr Kramer aus der Marketingabteilung auf Sie. Zimmer 342. At what time she needs to go to Herr Kramer? And what was the time she called Claudio? Any idea? Come on.
I just lost the track. So
Yeah, see, one thing is like she starts her work at 8:30, right? Dr. Wimmer at that is like very clear. 9 o'clock you have a termin by the Leiterin der Personalabteilung. So she was already there. The time was like I'm going to play it one more time. I would like you to listen to the time right now, which right now in the sense like when when Anika calls Claudio, and what is the time he says Herr Kramer is there? Okay, that one, and then the extra termine that he has for Anika. Both of it. One more time, we will listen to it, and then we will come back to the discussion.
Aufgabe 3c.
Also, vielen Dank für Ihre Infos. Aber ich habe doch noch ein paar Fragen, Herr Schneider. Haben Sie Zeit?
Ja, natürlich. Aber wir können uns gern duzen, Claudio.
Sehr gern. Ich heiße Annika.
Also, Annika, wie kann ich helfen?
Ich war schon in der Personalabteilung. Wann soll ich denn, Moment, zu, Herrn Kramer?
Jetzt ist es ja 9:50 Uhr. Dann geh doch um 10 Uhr zu Herrn Kramer. Ich rufe ihn gleich an.
Und am Empfang, wann soll ich da sein?
Für deine Karte, also die Karte kannst du jederzeit dort abholen. Aber Herr Schwarze hat um 11 Uhr Zeit. Er zeigt dir dann die Funktionen.
Also um 11. Super. Ach, und noch eine Frage. Wir haben doch zusammen noch ein Meeting.
Ja, genau. Das ist um 11:30 Uhr mit den Mitarbeitern von der Agentur Reklame in Zimmer 309. Die Präsentation dauert so 1 Stunde, denke ich.
Sehr interessant. Da habe ich ja schon ein volles Programm.
Ich habe noch einen Termin für dich. Um 1 Uhr gehen einige Kollegen und ich zum Mittagessen. Möchtest du nicht mitkommen?
Sehr gern. Wohin geht ihr denn?
In eine Pizzeria. Sie ist ganz nah.
Danke, Claudio. Jetzt muss ich gleich zu Herrn Kramer. Wir sehen uns dann um 11:30 Uhr.
Genau. Um 11:30 in Zimmer 309. Bis gleich.
Tschüss. Und danke nochmals.
Yeah. Now tell me at what time she calls Claudio.
9:50 Uhr.
9:50 Uhr. Sehr gut. And what time does the Herr Kramer is waiting for her?
Is it at 11 o'clock?
See, in this, if you see, 11 o'clock, she has to go to the reception. Look at the letter right there. I think we should just like go on a bit this way so that. Yeah. So if you look at the letter at 9 o'clock, she has we will start from the beginning. 9 Uhr. Ja, haben Sie einen Termin bei der Leiterin der Personalabteilung Frau Dr. Wimmer, Zimmer 120, which is written right there. Then now the time is almost 9:50. She calls Claudio to ask at what time Kramer, nach dem Termin wartet Herr Kramer aus der Marketingabteilung auf Sie. It's very bluntly written, Herr Kramer will wait for you. But Herr Kramer, at what time he waits for her, she doesn't know. That is the reason she calls Claudio. And there he says something like this. I just copied it from your this thing. Yeah. He says, aber wir können uns gern duzen, Claudio, which means you don't have to call me Herr Schneider. You can call me Claudio. So he is giving her the permission to call him with his Vorname, yeah, which means the first name, which is very important in German. Otherwise you can't call anybody with their first name until they give you the permission. So duzen is like to call each other. Wir können uns gern duzen, Claudio. And then immediately she says, my name is Anika. Yeah, so that is what it is. And so nach dem Termin, Anika calls Claudio at 9 hour 50 minutes. 10 o'clock, Herr Kramer is waiting because 11 o'clock she needs to go to the reception to have the card. Herr Schwarzer, the person is waiting for her. And then 11:30 they have a meeting with the reclamer, with the agentur, the agent reclamer. They are showing us a presentation for 1 hour. Das dauert eine Stunde is what they say. At what time they're going for lunch? Any idea?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock exactly. And then where are they going?
To a pizza shop.
It's a pizzeria. Pizzeria is nothing but a pizza shop. Very good. That is all you need for the information. That is what it is. And next class, we definitely will look a little bit into the dative preposition and the prepositions and then do that. Okay, now you have a 6a. It's a very nice one. You have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, how to make a coffee? That is, there is a coffee machine, there's a coffee powder. There is also verbs. Yeah, all these verbs, which is very, very new for you. Most of it will be new for you. So, look at the verbs and see which picture matches which verb. Yeah, and do it. After which, I think like we can close for the class. So I would like you to look at that and then maybe we will just have a small discussion on that.
I think A will be the last one. Start from there.
You can discuss with each other, of course, please.
Start ഗ്രല്ല അവസരം വരുള്ളൂ.
എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു അഞ്ചാമത്തെ അത് വരുവാടാ ചിലപ്പോ. ആ സാധനമായിരിക്കും ഇനിയിപ്പോ ആ മെഷീൻ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യണായിരിക്കും. മിക്സിക്ക് എന്താ പറയാ?
കുടിക്കല്ല,
ട്രിങ്കൻ അല്ലേ? ഈ ഡ്രുങ്കൻ എന്തുവാ? ഇതേട്ടാ
മുൻഷിയുടെ പോയി.
മുൻഷി പരമുള്ള ഉറങ്ങിയിരിക്കുന്നു. ചേട്ടാ ചേട്ടോയ്, ചേട്ടാ ഈ ഡ്രുങ്കൻ എന്തുവാന്ന് അറിയോ ചേട്ടന്? കുടിക്കുകയാണോ അതോ ആ മിക്സി സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണോ പറയുന്നത്? മിക്സിനെയാണോ
ഡ്രുങ്കൻ?
പ്രസ് ചെയ്യാമോ?
പ്രസ് ചെയ്യാ. അപ്പൊ അത് തന്നെയാടാ അഞ്ചാമത്തെ.
അപ്പൊ അതന്നെ അഞ്ചാമത്തെ. പിന്നെന്താണ്? അതെവിടെ?
കൊള്ളാത്ത വാക്കുകൾ. അതായിരിക്കും
വാസർ ആൻഡ് ഫ്യൂൽ അല്ലേ? ശരിയോ?
സെക്കൻഡ് എഫ് ആണ്.
എഫ് എന്താ? ഫിൽറ്ററിങ്.
അല്ല, ഫിൽറ്ററിന്റെ സാധനം ഇതുണ്ടല്ലോ, ഫിൽറ്റർ ചെയ്യണ ആ സാധനം എടുത്ത് വെക്കാനോ അതിന്റെ ഉള്ളില്? കോഫി പൊടി
അല്ല,
അത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ.
അപ്പൊ മറ്റേതാവില്ലേ? ഈ ആവും സി, അത് കുറച്ച് വലുതാണ്. സ്പൂണിട്ട് ഇളക്കാനൊക്കെയാ പറയണ്ടാവുക.
ഇത്
Can in
മൂന്നാമത്തതാ.
the cafe machine stealing?
ആ ആയിരിക്കും. അല്ല ഏട്ടാ, ഇതേട്ടാ ആയിരിക്കില്ലേ? ഈ ആയിരിക്കില്ലേ മൂന്നാമത്തത്? Canon in the coffee machine Stellen.
ഡി ആയിരിക്കും തേർഡ്.
D എന്താ? cafe
ഫില്ലിംഗ് ആണോ?
ഫുൾ കോഫി.
ദൈവത്തിന് അറിയാം.
ടീച്ചർ അവിടെ ഇരിക്കുന്നു. ടീച്ചറെ പറഞ്ഞൊരു ടീച്ചറെ
என்ன சொல்லணும்? What?
ആൻസർ சொல்லணும். ആൻസർ சொல்லு.
Hey, come on. There are clearly pictures right there. You can take it however you want to. You
D.
don't. There is no like
Third one D ആണ്.
correct or. But think, Atul, if at all you don't have the like the can under the coffee machine and then you can switch it on. Can you switch it on? No, right? So backtrack the things. Then you will have a very clear picture.
Actually, ma'am,
അതിനകത്ത്
one thing,
മനസ്സിലാവണ്ടേ?
in my home, I just put coffee powder in a cup and just pour the cold milk and just turn with a spoon. That's my coffee making. I no need to go for this type of machines.
Yeah, but
That's why
you
I'm
don't
looking.
have that's true. But then you just see the last picture is the coffee.
അതെവിടെ?
That's
ഇത്
the
C
that's
ആണ്.
C ആയിരിക്കും C ആയിരിക്കും ലാസ്റ്റ്
Then
വെച്ചത്.
coffee Ginisen.
Nice.
Ginisen means to enjoy.
ആ അപ്പൊ അതന്നെ ലാസ്റ്റ് സി.
C 6 കൊടുത്തോളെ. ഇനി കൂടെ അല്ലേ
സി
ബാക്കിയുള്ളൂ.
5 6
6 ഇനിയിപ്പോ ഈയും കൂടെ അല്ലേ ബാക്കിയുള്ളൂ. 1 2 3 4 നാലാമത്തത് ഈ.
അപ്പൊ A5
A5 B1 C6 D3 E4 F2.
That's all.
പിന്നെല്ലാം
നമുക്ക് അത്ര ടീച്ചറെ.
The first is Wasser and Fuelen. Second is where is that? Filter
filter to
Einlegen.
Einlegen.
The dritte is
Ma'am, ma'am,
Einfühlen.
but if you're putting the coffee powder, then why we need to use this filter? Because the instant coffee no need to filter. It will be mixed with our coffee. Then why we need to put a filter there?
because you can just throw off the filter once in a while and you don't have to wash the machine many times. That is the reason.
പുതിയ സെറ്റപ്പ് അടിച്ച് എന്താ വിചാരിച്ചു?
Many people needs to use it, right? And if you don't use a filter, the coffee powder goes and sticks off on to that.
അതാണ് എനിക്കിഷ്ടല്ല ഈ പൗഡർ.
Every time you don't have to wash it. So that is the reason. Yeah. But the most important is what comes what later is not a problem. I really want you to just like understand start drucken, Wasser einfüllen, then Kaffee genießen, which means enjoy the coffee. Kaffee einfüllen is like the just fill in the coffee powder. Kanne in die Kaffeemaschine stellen, which means like keep the coffee machines like the can inside, otherwise just place it. Filter tutor einlegen. The main things are drucken, einfüllen, genießen, einfüllen again, stellen, einlegen. These are the verbs that you need to know. That is all. It's not that which comes first, second is like after that. Okay. But that is, of course, your work. Ordnen Sie die Anweisungen den Bildern zu. But yeah, that is not the only one. First, you need to know the verbs, after which we will. Okay. So that is all for today. And we will see on Wednesday and choose. And you will not have a class on this Friday. I have some work to do, so some important work. So I will anyway I will inform Swatini about it. But yeah, okay. So bye. Choose.
Choose one.
Yeah, I'm also ending the call because I have something very important today. They have my other class has a test My children have a test, so I'm just going. So by any questions, I will just like look at, we will discuss that in the next class. Okay. Just look at some of, do 5 verbs at least with the past participle. Yes, Atul, definitely I'll look for that file and send it to you. Okay.
Choose.
Choose.
Choose name.
Choose. Choose Emmy. Choose Juhi. Choose Sai.